Though not the first revolver in history, the Colt Patterson would prove to be one of the most influential. Weighing in at a hefty 2 pounds 12 ounces, the single-action revolver measured a total length of 13 3/4 inches with a barrel length of 7.5 inches, firing a 28 or 36 caliber ball with an effective firing range of roughly 59 meters. Though only boasting a 5-shot chamber, the increase in firepower from its predecessors in the Texans' single-shot pistols was exponential. But, though they had been used thus far to great success, the Colt Patterson revolver still presented a number of issues that rangers in the field found cumbersome to deal with. Though it indeed enabled a greater rate of fire, it had to be loaded by detaching the cylinder, then placing 5 bullets inside and reattaching the cylinder before closing the weapon and carrying on the fight. However, Samuel Colt, living on the East Coast, had no way of knowing of the ranger's specific needs in weaponry. That is, until he began to receive letters from Samuel H. Walker, suggesting improvements that might be made to the weapon. Eventually, a friendship between the two men had developed, resulting in Walker's 1846 trip to New York. After meeting with local officials and even President James K. Polk, who had personally requested to speak with the renowned Ranger captain, Walker had spent several days poring over the details of Colt's revolver design and suggesting improvements he believed could make an immediate difference for himself and his cohorts in the field. What resulted was perhaps the most well-known, influential, and impactful sidearm in American history, the Colt Walker revolver, or, as most would come to know it, the Walker Colt. Boasting a new 6-shot cylinder, the Walker Colt weighed in at 2 pounds heavier than its predecessor at a hefty 4.5 pounds. It measured 15.5 inches in length with a gun barrel length of 9 inches and fired a 44 caliber ball with an effective firing range of 100 yards. In comparison to the sidearms carried before it, the Walker Colt all but amounted to a small hand cannon with its size, weight, and firepower. To commemorate his friend's contribution to the design and the Ranger's contribution as a whole, Colt had included an engraving of the 1844 Battle of Walker's Creek, in which the Rangers had used their revolvers to turn the tide against the Comanche in a bloody fight in the Texas Hill Country just north of San Antonio. Walker would return to Texas and then on to the Mexican-American War, where he and the Rangers would fight first on the Rio Grande with future President General Zachary Taylor before heading south to join forces with General Winfield Scott in Veracruz.